Namaste and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Ricky. On this channel, we explore Vedic astrology in a clear, grounded, and practical way without fear or hype. Today's video is one of the most important foundation topics in Vedic astrology. We are going to talk about why the Lagna, also known as the Ascendant, and the Moon are far more important than the sun sign in Vedic astrology. If you've only ever known your sun sign, this video will likely change how you understand astrology completely. Most people are introduced to astrology through the sun sign. You are told you are an Aries or a Taurus or a Gemini based on the position of the sun on the day you were born. This system is simple, accessible, and easy to remember. That is why sun sign astrology is so popular. But simplicity comes at a cost. When astrology is reduced to sun signs alone, most of the chart is ignored. Vedic astrology takes a very different approach. To understand why the Lagna and moon matter more, we first need to understand what Vedic astrology is actually trying to describe. Vedic astrology is not focused on labels. It is focused on lived experience, how life feels, how life unfolds over time, why certain phases feel heavy, confusing, or expansive, and why two people with the same sun sign can live completely different lives. This is where the Lagna and moon become central. Let's begin with the Lagna. The Lagna, also called the Ascendant, is the zodiac sign that was rising on the eastern horizon at the exact moment you were born. Unlike the sun sign, which stays in one sign for about a month, the Lagna changes approximately every 2 hours. This makes it highly personal. Two people born on the same day can have different Lagnas, different charts, and completely different life paths. In Vedic astrology, the Lagna is the foundation of the chart. It represents the physical body. It represents identity. It represents how you approach life and how life approaches you. Most importantly, the entire chart is built from the Lagna. Every house begins from the Lagna. Career, relationships, health, finances, purpose, and challenges are all judged in relation to it. If you change the Lagna, the entire chart changes. The house placements of planets change. The areas of life that are activated change. The meaning of planetary periods changes. This is why Vedic astrology cannot function properly without an accurate birth time. Without the correct Lagna, astrology becomes guesswork. The Lagna shows the life path. It shows how effort is applied. It shows how challenges appear. It shows how the external world interacts with you. It is the lens through which life is experienced on a practical day-to-day level. Now let's talk about the moon. In Vedic astrology, the moon is just as important as the Lagna, and in many cases, even more important. The moon represents the mind. It represents emotions. It represents perception. It represents how life is experienced internally. Two people can go through the same external event. One person may experience it as deeply distressing. Another may experience it as transformative or motivating. The difference is often shown through the moon. The moon shows how life is processed emotionally and mentally. Vedic astrology places strong emphasis on the moon because life is not just about what happens, it is about how it is experienced, it is about how it affects the mind, and it is about how long the emotional impact lasts. This is why the moon is central to predictive astrology. Many of the most important timing techniques in Vedic astrology are read from the moon. This includes planetary transits. This includes dashas, which are planetary periods that show which energies are active at different times in life. The moon acts as a reference point for understanding how these energies are felt. This is one of the main reasons Vedic astrology often feels more accurate to people. It explains emotional reality, it explains mental states, it explains why certain periods feel heavy, unstable, or confusing, even if life looks fine on the surface. Now let's talk about the sun. The sun is not unimportant. The sun represents the soul. It represents vitality. It represents confidence, authority, and direction. But in Vedic astrology, the sun is not the primary indicator of lived experience. Think of the sun as the inner compass. It shows purpose. It shows what you are meant to grow into. But the sun does not describe the daily ups and downs of life. The Lagna and moon do that. In simple terms, the Lagna shows how life meets you. The moon shows how you experience life. The sun shows who you are becoming. In Vedic astrology, lived experience is prioritized over labels. Another reason the Lagna and moon matter more is how charts are actually analyzed. Vedic astrology does not rely on one placement, it relies on synthesis. Planets are judged from the Lagna, they are judged again from the moon. Strength is assessed through dignity, aspects, and condition. Timing is layered on top through dashas and transits. The sun is part of this system, but it is not the foundation. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine two people with the same sun sign. One has a strong Lagna, a stable moon, supportive planetary periods. The other has a stressed Lagna, a sensitive moon, challenging dashas. Their lives will unfold very differently, even though they share the same sun sign. This is why sun sign astrology often feels incomplete. Sun sign astrology is useful as an introduction. It helps people become curious, but it cannot explain complexity. It cannot explain timing, and it cannot explain why life changes dramatically at certain points. Vedic astrology is designed to do exactly that. Another important reason the moon is prioritized in Vedic astrology is because of its relationship to time. The moon moves quickly, it reflects change and fluctuation. This mirrors life itself. Because of this, the moon is deeply connected to emotional cycles, mental health themes, and internal shifts. Many people begin to understand astrology properly only after they understand their moon placement. They realize why certain periods were difficult, why certain years felt unstable, why emotional patterns repeated. The moon often holds the answers. The Lagna, on the other hand, anchors the chart. It shows the structure of life. It shows where effort is required. It shows where growth is possible. Together, the Lagna and moon form the backbone of Vedic astrology. This is why one of the first questions I often ask is not, what is your sun sign? It is, what is your Lagna and moon sign? Without those, astrology lacks structure. With them, astrology becomes precise. On this channel, you will hear frequent references to the Lagna and moon. As we move forward, you will see how planets behave differently depending on the Lagna. You will see how the same transit affects people differently based on the moon. And you will begin to understand why timing matters so much. If you do not know your Lagna or moon yet, that is completely fine. We will cover how to calculate them in future videos. For now, the most important thing is understanding why they matter. Vedic astrology is not about replacing one label with another. It is not about saying sun signs are wrong. It is about adding depth. It is about moving from general astrology to personal astrology. Once you understand your Lagna and moon, astrology becomes less confusing. Predictions begin to make sense. Life cycles become clearer, and astrology becomes a tool for understanding rather than a source of confusion. Everything we cover on this channel will build on this foundation. Planets will be understood through the Lagna. Transits will be interpreted from the moon. Houses will gain meaning through the Ascendant. And timing will connect events into a larger pattern. If this video helped clarify things for you, I invite you to comment below. If you know your Lagna, feel free to share it. If you know your moon sign, you can share that as well. Engaging with the content helps the channel grow and helps guide future videos. In the next video, we will explore how Vedic astrology actually works. We will break down charts, planets, houses, and signs in a clear and structured way. This will give you the framework you need to understand everything that follows. If you want to learn Vedic astrology properly, I invite you to subscribe. New videos will be released regularly, and each video will build on the last. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Understanding life through the lens of Vedic astrology.